summer we met, I could tell by your smile you hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while. Yeah, you
getting not even like you ain't even
an age that your beauty no longer matters.
That you pick up the phone, and I had control on the
like all over the media slash everything. Getting not even
mature an age that you're.
This looks familiar though, kind of. Because I smoked a cigarette on the porch and I saw that tray of couch that I bought.
What's going on, everybody? This is the KEKE GAB, and we are live and in effect with baby mama Misty Misty. Baby mama Misty Misty.
Hey, hi everybody.
You look great, girl. How's it going where you're at? How's the weather? There's like a hurricane. I can't even say it. IEE, so whatever it's called.
Whatever it is, it's making a very gloomy sky. I did gardening the past 2 days, and when I went out to check my garden, it was just as gray, and it was already raining. It's pretty much been raining in different, like, strong rain, soft rain, but rain all day long.
It seems like this rain is not, they were talking about flash flooding. Everyone who's driving, be careful, be safe. There's a lot of flash flooding going on right now. Like, just be careful. Have you had to go out and drive at all in this crazy rain weather?
I don't drive. I get carted around, so I always make a very lovely passenger, not so much good of a driver.
No. All right, well, that's fine, girl. So I had heard through the grapevine, through some words around town, that Miss Nene Leakes from the Real Housewives of Atlanta got fired. What do you think about that? Is she fired?
I think that they would be dumb to let her go, because she's pretty much the whole like premise of the show. I mean, she has that personality that pops more than the other girls, and she's been with them for such a long time that they would lose some of their fan base, I believe, if they let her walk away. She's the funnest one.
Girl, I think they're trying to let her go because of ageism, because of her age. They also let go of Vicki Gunvalson from Orange County Housewives. She's a 50-year-old woman. Nene Leakes is a 50-year-old woman. Some of the cast are, you know, in their late 30s, early 30s, and they're basically terminating her because of her age. That's my opinion. What do you think about ageism?
I think that it's very rampant and prevalent in Hollywood and in the entertainment industry. It's like a woman has to be young, fresh, and beautiful, and they just treat these girls like a box of tissues where they pull a fresh one, dab, 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 and off to the next tissue. It kind of reminds me that once a girl in Hollywood gets 35, she's considered to be put out to pasture. Whereas there's certain male actors that can go until like their 60s and 70s, still being like real dignified roles. Meanwhile, us ladies get set up with like a 60-year-old guy, and his wife on TV on a sitcom is like 30. Awful, awful.
Do you think a $2.2 million contract is like enough money for a big head like Nene Leakes, or do you think she has the right to demand more money? I think she wants $3.5 million.
Well, it would consider how much gross the value of the show and the commercials and everything bring in to the producers and the bigwigs and the people at the network. Like, it depends. If she's getting a couple of shillings, then yeah, she should try to get some more, because without her, those boring people couldn't pull a show. She's the one that's getting the most ratings.
They're trying to give Kandi Burruss like equal billing. Do you think that Kandi Burruss and Nene Leakes are equal in billing? Or do you think they bring the same kind of energy? Do you think they bring the same kind of like pow to the show?
I think not, because Kandi Burruss, talented as she is very kind of reserved and kind of just like
And kind
more
of boring.
confident individual. Nene turns up and says more catchphrases and more things right off the top of her mind that people would be talking about at the water cooler at work. So yeah, I think that Nene's probably worth more money because she's the one that's more interesting and more exciting. In terms of like being a turnip queen, it would go to Nene over Candy.
So do you think they deserve equal billing or no?
No, no.
So that's what Candy's like demanding. She's demanding that she deserves equal billing. She thinks that, you know, because she has all these businesses that she should have the same pay. Nene was making $2.75 million. Candy was making just 10,000, yeah, about 10,000 less. She was making 2.65 million.
Yeah, but Candy has money. She shouldn't like. I'm sure she's not gonna like go start collecting food stamps if she doesn't get her pay raise. She is very good. She's a Taurus. She's very good at stacking them coins. She's not gonna go hungry anytime soon. I think it's better sometimes just to get the exposure and get your time in, especially as a female, while you're young and relatively pretty, because in terms of ageism, men have much longer of a shelf life, unfortunately.
Now, what do you mean by that, shelf life? I think women have more of a shelf life as far as like beauty and fashion is concerned.
Like, let's say if a shelf life is like 8 to 10 years for a woman to be hot and popping, like let's say from 17 to 27, she's like all over the media, splashed everywhere. But once after the age of 30, it starts to really cool off. And Dora's most definitely getting not even like you ain't even invited to the meeting.
Are you saying that when you become mature and age, that your beauty no longer matters?
Well, I think it's more acceptable for a man to get old. Why they have a shelf life of 17 to 67 that they can make movies. They'll just write older roles for these like really prominent actors and really prominent actresses, unless you're a Julia Roberts or a type who just has such a box office bang that they will be willing to pay you. They'll get someone younger to do it cheaper. Sadly, they'll pay a man more than they would pay a woman. And a woman has a shorter time to make that money and be famous.
I think that's terrible.
It's just how I feel about it, though. I really think
like in regular world, everyday life, do you think people experience that like in the regular world, like everyday life, just being underpaid? Do you think that women have, it harder, as far as like just making it on a regular day basis, on regular pay, like in everyday world?
I absolutely do, because it almost seems like systematically it's almost set up that a woman is supposed to be like a beautiful flower that needs to be pollinated and like a damsel waiting to be rescued by some Prince Charming. It's like it's kind of set up that women are supposed to almost need a rich husband who controls things and who like pulls the strings in order to get successful. Because an ordinary woman who is unmarried, if you think about the amount of money she would need to even earn per hour to make a certain amount that a man can make, men get paid more as it is. Men get hired more frequently as it is. And women, sadly, it's more based on looks. A woman and a man with this that have a equally look of an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, the man's gonna get the job.
I saw recently on like the news that they were talking about like a new vaccine that was like a patch. You just kind of like stick it on your arm and it like goes into your arm, like bio chemical reader type of deal. It goes right into your vein type shit.
What does it do though? Does it like prevent corona? Does it just like tell everyone who has it? Like, what is it for? What is the intent of it?
It's supposed to like prevent corona.
Oh. Well, how much research do you suppose they did?
Like that much.
Yeah, so that's how much Seriously, I'll take it.
That's how serious you'll take it?
Yeah, none. If they didn't research it and have scientific evidence that it's effective, then I'll think it's just some money-making gimmick. Get a couple dollars out of the insurance companies. Who knows what they're
Let's
giving
talk,
us?
let's talk about like what's going on here locally. Are there any like fun places to go to? Like everything's been shut down. Like how are you holding up during this quarantine, sister to sister?
Well, to be honest, it's a very introspective time period. I do a lot of deep thought. I do a lot of gardening. I do a lot of housekeeping in my own house. And I keep it very, very in a bubble from all this stuff that's going on right outside of my window. I love to just take my two dogs and pull some weeds and water the flowers.
I just want to say a special shout out to Lebanon. There was just like a major blast over there, and it like it was the blast was like atomic type blast. I feel
Oh,
horrible for those people. The Middle East has not been able to get a break.
oh no. I didn't even hear about it, but it sounds awful. There's going to be a war if all this keeps going on.
I think there's already a war, right? Isn't there already a war?
But it's going to get more countries involved, like to where it's like a world war.
What that look like?
It would look like a lot of people being stripped of every bit of fun and freedom that they have, and basically in quarantine type situations. But instead of the police, the military will be pulling the shots. The military.
Aren't we there already?
No, because the police officers still have a lot of control. They're doing their job in the streets. I live in Uptown Albany, and I see a lot of police presence. But if that were to be put on ice so that the military were, I think it would be a different kind of setting because the military is very more rigid.
Who are those people that are in Portland?
Come again?
Portland, Oregon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now, yes.
Okay. Who are those people that are in Portland, like the Fed people? I've heard.
I don't know. Sometimes, like the men in green or the men who, like, they have like a military kind of thing, but they don't really identify as working for the military. I don't know who they are, though.
Yeah, I don't either. I just heard that they were having a lot of protesting, which I want the protesting to stop. I think we are done protesting. I think we can now just have conversation. Let's all talk. Town hall meetings, virtual, Zoom, different dates, times, and demographics. I think the protesting should stop. I think the violence should stop. I think the anger and hate should stop. I think it's time
I
to
agree.
talk. Nobody's talking. They're just doing destruction. Now,
Well, I have something to say. I think they did it backwards because, in my opinion, you got to fight with this and you got to have a conversation. And when it's all talked out and there's nothing else possibly that can be done civilized, then you take it to the streets. The way this Black Lives Movement went to the streets with like protesting and all the other things that will be associated with it forever, it puts like a stain on the actual values of the movement, what it's trying to do. Because hate canceling out hate, anger canceling out anger, it just makes double hate and double anger. Like, in other words, they should have like did all the talking first. It's like all this destruction, and now y'all want to have a conversation. Like, you should talked about it, tried to like work something out with the law and with Congress and everything first.
wow.
Because now people have an excuse to have negative connotations. Oh, African Americans like to wreck shit up, and like it's not going to help. It's going to help people have negative stereotypes, sadly, that they already had anyway, but I don't think it helped. the race situation.
What do you think about kids going back to school right now?
Terrible and awful. Terrible and awful. They just want those school taxes and they want that revenue. They don't care about those little children's lives. They have a more delicate immune system. And I would be damned if I had a child that would be put into a system to be sitting in a chair with close proximity to other children, like all clustered into a place that could be having germs of COVID, just so the school can make some money. No, absolutely not. I'm sorry, I don't agree with it. I don't think it's safe. We have to, like, we can't even react normally in a grocery store. We have to keep social distancing and keep the mask on at all times. How are those teachers who are underpaid going to enforce that those kids are constantly apart, constantly safe, constantly wearing a mask? Who's going to wipe down all the surfaces every 10 minutes of everything they touch?
Well, what about just everyday people going to the grocery store? How do we really social distance at the grocery store and make sure that our products, purchases, wants are not contaminated? I remember when I worked at a facility, I knew a person who had an active viral infection, and because they didn't have health insurance, this company decided that they were gonna just let them go. The cost, I guess, was too much. They
Oh,
did
no.
they did try to get her insurance, but I think she was like sanctioned of some sort. And then yeah, she wasn't able to get the care. And I remember going grocery shopping and she was, well, I didn't know she was there at first. And I remember just kind of like going there and I was shopping and I got to the produce area and I hear one coughing like, ooh, ooh, like super hard ape monkey deep cough.
Yeah. Projectile cough.
Projectile major cough.
Megaphone cough.
And I look over and it's her. And she was like, oh, hey, girl. I was like, I gotta run to my car, girl. I'll be right back. I forgot my ID, my debit card. She said, you okay? I said, I'm good, girl. I'll be right back. Girl, I left everything right there and didn't come back.
Ooh,
I was not shopping that day. How do we know that our purchases and products are safe?
You can't 100% guarantee it, but I try to buy things that have like a seal or some type of like plastic between. If someone touched it, they would be touching the plastic. See what I'm saying? Like things that are boxed or like done a certain way that it has the least potential to have been handled by human hands.
I think so too. I don't know, girl. I don't think the kids should be going to school right now. I think they should
Oh,
maybe do school outside when it's nice days out. They can have like, are they teepees or something? Or like the tent things, you know what I mean? Like the tents.
yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
those. Yeah, could they do that maybe?
Well, they could do anything that's not going to make everyone sick.
Girl, what you think about the dollar going digital, girl? The coins going digital, girl.
I'm 1,000% against it. I can't imagine why they would need that much control to know every single penny that a person has and that it has to be recorded and almost invisible. I don't like that money's almost like the internet where it's everywhere, but it's invisible. They're trying to make it.
Now, what do you mean? What do you mean invisible?
Well, like, for example, the thing that's going on right now where they're trying to get people to use debit cards, and all these shops are saying they can't make change because they didn't release a lot of new coins or coins into circulation. Like, I think they're trying to get people groomed that they would use a chip or a card, and then from there, I think money will be invisible. It'll be backed by like something completely intangible, if you ask me. I mean, it's kind of the impression I get when they won't take dollars or give change. and they're just like trying to not do that. Some stores have a sign that says credit only.
I don't like the way that sounds.
I don't either. What if a grandma wants to give her granddaughter $30 and they're like, no, it has to be done through this chip. Like, seriously, your grandma can't send you a card with $30 and say, I love you, honey. You take yourself to the movie. Like, they're trying to strip people from thinking for themselves and doing basic everyday functions. Like, everything in the world is controlled and robotic.
Well, here we go. I always like to go to articles. And this article is under the ABC Act. Under the ABC Act, Congress would authorize the Federal Reserve to create Fed accounts.
What are those?
Or a digital dollar account wallet. Well, you can use wallet like Uber, which I can't stand because they won't allow you to delete payments, and I had to delete my whole account just to get my card off. Gagging with the spoon. This would allow residents and businesses to access financial services through an app on your phone, which I don't even like using my phone a lot. The US dollar has to keep earning that place in the global payment system. Now, break that down. The US dollar has to keep earning that place. That's already a run-on sentence for anyone who knows English. The US dollar has to keep earning that place in the global payment system. Now, why do they have to keep their place in the global system? Because are we going to go digital like one way or another? Like, and what are they doing or using to, you know, keep their place in the global payment system? Things like Uber, purchasing things online. I think online shopping should only be for essentials, and you should go to stores like, you know, the mall and stuff. Even if they do parties of 25, I wouldn't mind setting an appointment. Actually, I would love it better to set an appointment to go shopping. Oh, I'm going to go to Walmart from between the hours of 1 and 3, and only 75 to 100 people were there. I would love it, bitch, because I don't like all them people on top of me. Anywho, so there's ways to get around things. What you think about this digital? Come on.
Absolute insanity. How's an old Betty like me supposed to stuff a whole bunch of money in the mattress and sew it shut? Gets shut off? I mean, that can't be good. Couldn't it get deactivated or have a glitch? Isn't technology fallible? What if someone's rent was due and their thing had a glitch and the bank was closed until Monday? It would be a whole problem for them, not for the bank. Wouldn't be that convenient.
Girl, do you remember when we had that conversation about a competition? When do you want to get that going? Because I can get all the ingredients for all of us. Let's design a flyer.
Yes, we should. I went to graphic design school.
No, girl, let me tell you something. First of all, shout out to Razor Inc. affiliated and companies for my fabulous microphone.
Yes, girl.
Fabulous microphone. This is their logo.
Okay, and they can make a flyer. You're gonna make a flyer?
No, they can't make a flyer. I'm just going to give them a shout out, but I just want to make regular paper flyers and pass it to girls, or even a digital flyer, pass it to girls.
Well, the way everything else is so digital, it might be the most reliable source, like through social media.
Do you think, let's see if we can dial in Nikki. Do you think we should still do the competition, or do you think that the girl's gonna flake out because of because of what's going on with this pandemic? Life stopped, everything stopped.
If anything, I think that it hones in people's cooking skills, because without being able to rely on a restaurant or this or
no, but I'm talking about, we were supposed to have a competition.
Yeah, I think girls that cook at home through the whole COVID should have their cooking game right on point.
Yeah, I think.
What are they gonna say? I've been ordering pizza. My skills are rusty.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Well, I'm trying to dial Nikki in right now. See if she answers. The rainy day, she should be indoors. Huh. We're ringing you in. We're currently filming right now, and we're ringing you in. We are. No, but this will take 2 minutes. This will literally take 2 minutes. You don't have to. Just do your audio then, Ma. We're trying to do we're trying to do a competition, a cooking competition, and we want to know if you'll be the judge or if you will actually participate. It's a macaroni and cheese competition. Who can make the best macaroni and cheese? Okay. And we want to know. We want to know you would. If you know how to make a good mac and cheese, we want you to either be a part of the competition or we want you to judge the competition. One or the other. Oh, word. Where? We're just home filming. Look, girl. You see the microphone? See the microphone? You see the microphone? We're just, no, we're Zooming. Say hello. Say hi, Misty.
Hi, how are you doing?
Do you hear? Well, we're.
I can't hear.
That's okay. Yeah. Be social distant. Right. You don't have to be on camera, but you can kind of see Misty and me together. Do you see us together? Oh, yeah. Good hair, Misty.
Hey, girl.
We're going to let you go, Mommy. We want to know if you want to judge or be a part of the competition. Yes or no? I can't right now. I love you, beautiful. Okay. Got it. She's busy working.
Well, I will say this.
I saw a lot
She
of
personally,
probably just doing some photos and stuff.
she personally cooked Thanksgiving dinner for her and I and a friend of hers, and it was slamming. She made everything. She really knows how to cook. She made sweet potato pies. She made a whole turkey and all kinds of things. And it was good. And it was good.
Let's get back to being femme queen.
Yes.
When I wear these glasses, I'm in my femme queen mode. I want to call Miss Brielle. She says she was my friend. Do you think Brielle is my friend?
I think so, yeah. You have all the right
qualifications. I'm going to call my friend. I mean, I just want to know how she's doing. And I want her to tell people that the COVID-19 is very real. And I don't want to, say too much. But what I want to say is people be very careful out there. I'm scared. Are you scared, girl? Somebody was wearing gloves today, and I thought about it like, ooh, girl, maybe I should be wearing gloves while I'm out and touching stuff and whatnot.
I take a lot of precautions. I kind of pretend that it's still
doors and stuff.
I have precautions that I take.
I'm gonna let you talk.
Okay.
All right, I just got hung up on. I'm gonna try again, but I'm gonna let you talk, girl.
Okay. Oh God.
Talk to the people on Zoom.
3732. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Well, she didn't answer.
It happens. People have
She
their
answered,
priorities.
and I think she heard me say, I'm going to say something, and then she hung up. She is not Black Lives Matter, honey. I don't know. I'm a Black Lives
She
Matter.
definitely does the work of it.
What?
She definitely does the work of it. She goes to all those rallies.
What does that mean that you go to all the rallies? That's a
It would
KEKE
depend.
and a GAB. What? Like, what does that mean? You have to be Black Lives Matter and support Black lives. And I don't think I would support it. I think I was shunned out.
Oh.
You don't remember, girl?
I just think it's shade. I think that if you're really somebody that's pro-Black, you would have Black Lives Matters in your heart every minute of every day. I don't think people have to go and make such a statement unless they could just live their lives and treat everybody with fairness and respect.
Yeah. I don't get it. Hi, girl. Oh, I dialed the wrong number. I am so silly. I like dialed in the wrong number. I should be a blonde, honey.
You can be.
And I seen it say mute, and I was like, oh, why did it mute? Dora, ¿qué tú haces? No, I said, what are you doing? Can you say hi to the people? We're live, and I just wanted you to say if you could just give a couple of people some advice, and let them know that, girl, what's going on over on your side? Is everything okay? Like with the COVID-19 and things like that?
We're trying to avoid large gatherings, but as you know, as people, are headed. For the most part, the numbers actually are starting to go down in California. So, you know, everyone's keeping their fingers crossed. That's about it. For those who feel like they're losing their minds, you hear me?
Yes.
For those who feel like, you know, they can't deal with just being in the house and not being able to have that comfort in like meeting people and interaction with people, just know, you know, if you have access to a computer or a cellular device to with your friends and family, there's also things called Google Hangout.
Yeah.
You know, it's virtually, it's not the same as being in person, but we are in a pandemic and we have to make sure that, you know, we stop the spread.
This is my girlfriend, my really good friend. She's been doing like outreach on the West Coast, and we just want to say we are proud of you, girl, because you're an essential worker. Let the people know that we are here together, please. Do you mind being on?
We're all in this together, you know. Just stay positive. Don't get discouraged. The devil is busy, but we're not gonna let him win. We're in this together, and we gotta help each other stick together.
We are in this together. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for the calling. I love you, Pooh. She's so beautiful. I love her. She is so beautiful. Did you hear any bits or piece or Tinky Little Winky?
Did I hear what?
Did you hear any little piece or Tinky Winky of what she was saying?
Yes, I did.
You heard a little bit of what she was saying?
Yes. The one thing that stood out that she said was that the devil is working overtime, and it's pretty much true. What's with this demon time nonsense?
My microphone was off, so if you didn't hear little pieces, I'm sorry. The microphone kind of was off a little bit. I'm still learning my gadget from Razor Ink.
Yeah, I got the gist of it though, and I agree with what she's saying. You just have to remain positive and keep an optimistic attitude, really.
Yeah, I have to agree. Well, Misty, I love you. This was the KEKE GAB. I have fun, girl. I love you. You look great. Your hair looks amazing. Thank you,
Thank
Misty.
you.
It's always good to kiki with my girl. Give the people an okay sign, honey. Give them a okay. They're gonna be
Okay.
okay.
Everything's gonna be all right.